At this time, we have defensive lineman Devin Grant. Questions for Devin, Greg?
So Devin, start with your decision to transfer. Why did you decide you wanted to look elsewhere, and ultimately why West Virginia?
So basically at my previous school, I had a lot of success, and kind of my end goal is to go to the NFL, and I think playing in FCS is just a little bit harder. So just taking a leap of faith and just seeing if God had a better opportunity. And it's crazy because West Virginia, when I played in high school, I played offense, and I used to watch Tavon Austin, so West Virginia was actually one of my dream schools. So, as soon as they offered me, it was like no doubt, like I wanted to come up here, and it's been an amazing journey so far. So.
Played offense like Tavon?
Yeah, I think I did. I think I did, but.
What's your experience with rivalry games?
So this will probably be one of my first one, and I think seems like one of the best ones. So I'm really excited to be part of this rivalry and actually playing on Saturday. So.
One of your bio here says that you played linebacker at Incarnate Word. Is that correct?
I played like outside linebacker, so I think just here I'm more like defensive end. So it's kind of similar ways, just depending on what side of the field I'm on. Yes, sir.
When bigger guys head up, what weight did you play at last year, and what are the differences for you in moving down to the line?
Yeah, so I was around 240, 250, and I'm probably around 260, 270. Obviously playing against bigger old linemen and having my hand more on the ground. So just obviously this is an amazing program. The strength staff has done a really good job. Like I've gained 10 pounds of muscle and I lost 10 pounds of fat. So just this is an amazing strength staff, and just making sure my body was be able to compete at this level.
You mind not having to drop into pass coverage and being able to get into the pocket, get in the backfield when you
Yeah, I mean, there's just pros and cons to it. I mean, I always try to get out to the quarterback, so just more opportunities with that I do appreciate.
What have you heard about this rivalry, and what have teammates who have participated in it before told you?
It's just a crazy rivalry, and I'm just obviously growing up from Texas, I didn't really hear about a lot of the East Coast stuff, but just as soon as my first step, as soon as I stepped down here, just knowing about that. Pitt's the rival, and that we play him this year, and I'm just really excited to play in it. So.
Do you think you're ready for the kind of intensity that fans expect out of this rivalry, and even Coach Rod talked about, that makes this different?
Yeah, I mean, it is a rivalry, but I just think, especially me, when it comes to preparing mentally, just making sure that it's just another game, and just making sure I execute the calls, and just I know it's going to be loud in there, and just try to have fun with it as well.
Is that ever hard to do to not harp on it being a rivalry too much that it ends up causing a problem?
I think me personally, I just work on my mental a lot. So I just think that over time, playing college football, I've worked on that. So it's not necessarily mentally I just treated that. I just got to do my job.
Rate how you've done this year. What do you think of your performance versus the game?
I think my first game I was productive. And this past game, I was a little bit less productive. But I think one thing I harped on that I try to separate myself with is just doing my job and just letting the plays come to me. So I think in that instance, just doing the jobs and being technical, I've been really good at. And I think the coaching staff has done a really good job with just teaching me how to be perfect in my craft. So.
Cohesiveness with that defensive line group. What's it like with this group, and how have you guys kind of bonded all together throughout the course of not only the offseason but now in the regular season?
Yeah, I think when I first got up here, I was kind of nervous, just getting along with everyone, just because obviously I transferred in the summer, just before the season. But I think the D-line group, we're truly our family. I feel like we see each other a lot, here and outside. We try to do dinners and just watch film at other people's house. So just creating that bond that we have, I think we're one of the strongest bonds on the team. So
last week you played a quarterback in Harper Navarro who could really do it all with his legs and with his arms. Now with Eli Holstein, he can really throw the football, and they try to give him time to throw the football. What do you have to do for yourself, to try to make sure that you can put that pressure on?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I had to do is just listen to the game plan. I think Coach Alley does a really good job scheming up and especially just offenses, but also just like with quarterbacks. But really for me personally, it's just doing my job and try to create as much havoc plays as I can.
Have you noticed anything that's felt different so far this week versus, those first 2 weeks of the season?
It's like I get a lot that it's Pitt week. Like we know that it's a rivalry, and just I think our lift was a little bit more intense than usual. So I think everyone's just really excited to play the game.
What have you thought of Morgantown in West Virginia? I mean, you said you hadn't been an East Coast guy.
Yeah. I love it here. I think it's beautiful. Before Incarnate Word, I was at Colorado. I was in Boulder. I think there's a little bit similarities, but I love it here. It's awesome. I would definitely want to live here in a couple of years. So.
Devin, you were in Boulder when they had the big coaching change, right?
Yes, sir. I
Can you
was.
take me through what that
Yeah.
was
So.
like, what that whole time was like?
Yeah. So my Dion's first spring was my last spring there. I think that obviously there was a lot of people that got cut, and I was one of them. I think it was really hard for me to transition from that because I loved it there so much. But at the end of the day, God always has a plan, and I'm at my dream school now. So.
A bit of a homecoming there, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And you play for a very successful program down there too.
Yes, sir.
Did that just kind of, like you said, NFL was a dream. Maybe that door you thought was shut 2 years ago, but like fun again, winning again,
Yeah.
making plays. I mean, did that kind of get you going again?
Yeah, I think obviously like in a losing locker room, it's not really fun. But I think especially since I've been here, like the first game was like really exciting, and then obviously we didn't get the result that we wanted this past game. But just I feel like at this level and with this team, like I've never been part of a team that's so close. Like we're always just like we know what to do, and we always push each other to be the best. So yeah.
I imagine that experience in Colorado with Coach Prime had to make this transition easier in a way, just because the two comparables in the last several years in college football really is when Dion took over Colorado, and now Coach Rob, with so much turnover.
Yeah.
And players getting cut, players getting added constantly. Did that help you? How did that help you just deal with this and even mentor other guys who were maybe not as familiar with that situation?
I think with the whole situation at Colorado, it just made me realize like how much of a business college football is. And I think at the time when it came to football, I just didn't think I had my whole 100% in it. But now I just realized, like, especially at Incarnate Word, like I gained the love of football again, and it was just really but now I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to wake up every day and play football for West Virginia.
Did you want to play offense at Incarnate Word?
No, not really.
That'd be fun though, right?
It would be fun, but no, not really.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.